Karma is one of those champions that seems to be strong in most roles, whether it's being a sustained tank top, a burst damage mid laner, or a damaging shielding support. She's always stood out as an amazing flex pick on Summoner's Rift. But when talking about the #1 Karma player in the world, what role are we talking about? Well, in today's video, we'll be focusing on Apocalypse 9, an EU West Master Tier player with an 82% win rate in 72 games, who shows that if you disrespect his team, his Karma will come back to bite you. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Twigger, that of course is Lola, and we are back with another #1 player in the World Series, and today we are going to be focusing on the #1 Karma player in the world. Very, very excited to be commentating on this Karma player, but now, something that you're probably going to realize when you're looking just at the names of these people, I'm not entirely sure if these are alternate accounts to the infamous L9 accounts, Apocalypse and also Pornstar Zillion. They are currently duo queued together as the Karma support and also the Zillion. Pornstar Zillion known to be one of the best Draven players in the world. I'm not entirely sure if it is in fact them, but I don't really care if it is them or not. What I base this series on is the stats, and this guy does not disappoint in terms of his overall Karma gameplay. He's a Grandmaster EU West Karma player who actually has an 82% win rating in 72 games, and he brings an insane KDA to boot. 5 kills, 4.8 deaths, and 15.4 assists with a total KDA of 4.26. So some pretty nutty stats coming out of this Karma. In terms of the runes the Karma is running, going for that Arcane Comet, Mana Flow Band, Absolute Focus, and Gathering Storm, and then into the Domination Tree, going for Cheap Shot and Eyeball Collection with additional Adaptive Force and Armor. So in terms of the lane, we are seeing, of course, the Draven and also the Karma in this one, but in terms of the top lane, we do have a Gangplank up against what I believe to be a Victor on the red side. In the jungle, we do have the Vi versus a Rek'Sai. In the mid lane, we've got an Irelia versus a Nico, and then in the bot lane, our Karma Draven versus their Kai'Sa Nautilus. So if you haven't watched one, and it looks like these guys are actually a duo as well, the DWD team. If you haven't watched one of these videos before, I am mainly going to be focusing on this Karma gameplay just to see how the overall lane goes, but I will try to jump back and forth when action happens in other lanes just to see how the game overall progresses, who gets fed, who gets absolutely kind of destroyed in lane, and going back and forth to see how everybody's farming. So in terms of this lane, when you got a Draven and a Karma, there is an insane amount of damage that's going to be coming up from these guys. So the W has already been learned. The flash coming up from the Nautilus immediately. They immediately went aggressive when that Draven and Karma both hit level 2 because of course you are going to get that W, your chains from the Karma, which of course is going to stun somebody if they actually last the entire duration. But you're once again, just every single time you get that mantra, you're throwing out that mantra Q, you're trying to snare somebody up, and you can see when that snare started to go down, immediately the Nautilus had to flash away from that one, or else the Draven was just going to get a free first blood on that. Draven, of course, we've done a video on Draven. If you haven't checked out the #1 Draven in the world, be free to go and check that one out. It's a great video, but in terms of how he wants to play, of course, if you haven't seen Draven before, this guy wants to get a kill very early to stack up and, to cash in his stack. So he's definitely going to be looking to be pretty aggressive because the time that you get the most stacks in the game is this beginning bit when you're kind of allowed to free farm and catch your axes and people aren't really being overly aggressive. So probably going to look for this lane to be pretty damn aggressive early. Currently no jungle pressure, so I think we can actually talk a little bit about this Karma. Some things to definitely note about this Karma player in the performance summary that'll be up on the screen. In terms of like other Master Tier and higher Karma players, this Karma does way more damage per minute than other Karma players. Has roughly equal deaths and damage taken, but the kills and assists is way higher for this Karma player, and also the kill participation is a little bit higher for this Apocalypse Karma player. So going to be interesting to see if those stats line up true in this game, but we do already have the Vi up here looking for the first gank. Don't know if they're going to go for a dive here. They do know that the Nautilus does not have his flash available, so it could very well be a pretty easy dive, and Rek'Sai is also positing himself over for a potential lane gank, a jungle gank into the lane gank for that Gangplank. Vi is going to go B though, so it looks like they're not going to make anything happen here, but once again, you just have these mantra Qs coming out from the Karma. I don't know if you guys have faced Karma before, but those mantra Qs they really hurt in the early game. They're insanely strong in the early game for just that overall poke. And if you get hit by one Draven Axe and a Mantra'd Q, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. Of course, this Karma did go for the Spell Thief's Edge as the first item. Definitely makes sense, just because you are going to be harassing so frequently. But in terms of that, nothing else too exciting to see in that screen, so we're going to bring it down just so that way we have this whole thing available. She did go also Ignite and Flash, so once again, going pretty aggressive because you do have that Draven on your team. I have seen Karma's, and this is kind of the thing with the resurgence of Karma. You can kind of see that Karma gets played now up in the top lane, the mid lane, and in the support lane, but this Karma tends to always play Karma in the support role. So we have seen that more tanky style Karma with like Iceborne Gauntlets up in the top lane, even more AP focused Karma in the mid lane. Just a really well suited champion for multiple roles because of the utility, but also the damage that this Karma brings. Vi is now here, is just sweeping out this lane just to try to get a good solid lane gank going. But the first blood is going to go over to the Rek'Sai, and it looks like that's going to be the Nico going down. Nice little solid gank there. But the first blood now being off the table means that that Draven is not going to be the one to get it. In terms of also just talking a little bit more about the stats coming from this Karma, in terms of team fights, huge stats coming out of this Karma. 73.5% win rate in terms of team fights, and a 93.9% team fight participation in 72 games, which is just a nuts type of score. So this Karma wants to participate, wants to be with her team, and wants to win those fights, and you know, the numbers just don't lie here, which is pretty incredible. And the vision score that this Karma brings in comparison to other Master Tier Karma players having about 1.46 in terms of the vision score, Apocalypse is sitting at 1.53, so just showing a little bit of additional warning. But looks like the Draven is going to get caught a little bit with that Nautilus Q, but the W is going to land on the Karma. The Ignite going down as well. No heal, the heal coming down, and it looks like the Draven is going to try to get in on that one, but no, unfortunately the Karma is going to be the one to pick up the kill onto that Nautilus. That's really unfortunate. Apocalypse did use his Flash and his Ignite to make sure that the Nautilus was going to go down, but unfortunately the Draven went underneath the turret to try to get that kill to secure that stack cash-in bonus, but unfortunately the Ignite was just enough to get the kill onto the Nautilus, and Draven now just lost half of his stack space. He did die, and while all that was happening in the bot lane, the mid lane, Irelia got another kill. I believe it was her who got the first, no, it was Rek'Sai who got the first blood, and now Irelia picking up a kill on the Nico. So just goes to show that was a little bit of a not a great situation. The Kai'Sa did use her heal to keep the Nautilus alive a little bit longer, but the Draven went really aggressive to try to get that kill, and unfortunately Karma was the one who took it. So all the summoner spells except for the Kai'Sa's Flash are down in the bot lane, but the Nautilus is actually going to have his Flash up in the next few seconds here, so we might very well look for the Kai'Sa and the Nautilus to be a little bit more aggressive down in this bot lane with that summoner spell advantage. But in terms of the first buy that these guys went back to get, the Dark Seal coming down with boots and also the Frostfang from the Karma, and a BF sword getting picked up by the Draven. The Kai'Sa, unfortunately, she's actually going for that I believe it was more of a Korean build that the Kai'Sa build started coming out, the Mura Mana coming out. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see. And it looks like up in the top lane, the Victor is going to go down to this Rek'Sai, but the Vi did get a pickup kill onto that Gangplank. But now Rek'Sai versus this Vi, I don't think Rek'Sai is going to really want to continue chasing this one because Vi can just Vault Breaker away. So that's going to be the end of that one. The W once again coming out from that Karma, but she can kind of absorb turret shots just with that ability to put a shield on from that E. But you're already seeing the difference here in the pressure of just having those minions up at the turret constantly. That's a third turret plating in 7.5 minutes in favor of this bot side. So that's a pretty incredible amount of pressure, even though that first fight didn't really... It was pretty even in terms of like the Nautilus going down while the Draven went down, technically in favor of the blue side, but you're already seeing it 8 minutes into this game. This has 2 plates left, so the gold advantage for this Draven Karma combo is absolutely insane. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they utilize that gold advantage. Level 6 has now been achieved by this Draven, so we might very well see some really aggressive plays because it's only the Kai'Sa who's hit level 6. The Nautilus, unfortunately, not there yet. Of course, the empowered Q is going to miss just a little bit here. Just going to see what's going down in the other lanes here while these guys are just farming things out. The Irelia, of course, terrifying champion, really mobile, so gonna have to watch out for that one, especially against a Nico. I'm surprised the Nico's having so much difficulty because she can poke from such a range, but I guess the Irelia is just doing a really good job of utilizing that Blade Surge to kind of go between minions and dodge those skill shots. And another just interesting thing about Victor versus the Gangplank. Victor, one of those champions very similar to a Karma, that you can build things like the Iceborne Gauntlets on him and like a Lich Bane, and your damage is insane, your shielding is insane, and you're just very difficult to kill. So having a Karma and a Victor on your team, that's going to be a rough couple champions to get through. But as we are seeing in this Karma, of course, she is going for that Inner Flame first, maxing that ability first. Curious to see what she's going to be trying to max second. Probably going to be the E, but, you know, I always like seeing champions and what they're going to build at a high level. But looks like the Draven is going to start taking a lot of damage. Ignite is going down on him, but the Vi is here with the counter engage. The ultimate coming down from the Vi, and it is going to be enough. Draven picking up a kill on the Rek'Sai, and Karma picking up the kill onto that Nautilus. The Ignite going down on the Nautilus to make sure that they secure that one. That was just really, really great timing for the Vi to be there with that Assault and Battery. But there's the ultimate coming down from the Irelia. You're just going to jump in the Gangplank ultimate coming down as well, and that is going to be a kill onto the Draven. The tether from the Karma is not going to actually be enough to hold down that Irelia, but right now a lot of damage coming down from the Vi. Not going to be enough. Karma's going to try to get in. No, but the Triumph stack is going to come out and keep the Irelia alive. A lot of damage coming down from that Inner Flame, and it looks like the Kai'Sa is going to use her ultimate to get in there using the Q, and that is going to be one dead Karma. So all in all, that was actually in favor of that blue side, getting both the Draven, the Karma, and the Vi just for the Rek'Sai and the Nautilus. So really, really great roam coming down from that Irelia. I'm really surprised that the Nico didn't try to follow that one, and unfortunately, I don't know if they're gonna get, they are gonna get that second plate, so not really the worst trade, I guess. But that was just a really nice play from that Irelia, getting a really solid ultimate off onto this Draven, utilizing the creeps to stack up that Q, and then just getting the damage off on him and surviving to boot. It was really interesting because the Irelia was like 1 HP away from dying, and Karma could have gotten one more auto attack off, but then funnily enough, if she had tried to get that one auto attack off, it was before the Triumph came in and restored like 15% of her HP or like 300 or something like that, so she actually would have probably died even quicker then, but Kai'Sa hit that W, got that ultimate off, and that was enough to secure a kill. But once again though, the Draven did get to cash in on his stack, so getting a little bit of a gold advantage. Is already now has that Bloodthirster, so even though it looks like he's behind being 1 kill and 2 deaths with 2 assists to the 201 Kai'Sa, this guy is packing a huge punch, almost 200 AD 11 minutes into this game. The Karma also did go back and picked up the Sork Boots and upgraded the Spell Thief's Edge and the Frostfang over to the Eye of Frost. But here comes the Draven once again. The ultimate coming down from the Nautilus, but he is not in turret range, so Draven actually is just going to walk away from that one pretty easily. The Kai'Sa does not have her ultimate up yet, but the Nautilus having to burn a stopwatch. That's 600 gold that's now out of his inventory. So, and once again, Draven is just going to be able to heal all this up with that Bloodthirster. And while we were kind of talking about that, the Vi went into the mid lane and I guess used that ultimate with the Nico ultimate with the Flash and Ignite. A lot of summoner spells being used, but definitely worth it if you're going to get a kill and a shutdown onto that mid lane Irelia. And while that was happening mid, the Nautilus had to go B, which means they had no priority in this bot lane, and that is going to be the first turret of the game going in favor of our Draven Karma duo. Karma's now just trying to get some very deep wards in, going to be able to see a lot of people, but the Nautilus is going to respond with a couple wards of his own. Karma, once again, just trying to get as many wards into this jungle as possible, especially since they are looking to go for this early dragon. It is an ocean dragon, not the most impactful dragon to have early, but, you know, it's still a nice thing to have. I would always say that if you can take an objective away from the enemy team, you should do it. And considering right now that the bot lane is so far pushed up, it would put them in kind of an awkward position and an easy position to be ganked by the Irelia and the Rek'Sai. I think it's a good idea just to go pick up that dragon and then go back and try to see what you can do later on into this game. So the Karma did go back, another BF sword in favor of this Draven at 125 CS, 12.5 minutes into this game. So kind of sticking with that almost 10 CS per minute mark, which is very, very impressive considered to be perfect CS. This Draven is currently hitting, just a little bit behind on that. But Karma did go back, picked up a lost chapter, so no more mana issues from this Karma, which is going to be great, but it looks like the Victor did end up falling to that bot lane. I just kind of want to see what happened there, because I did see that the Nautilus came up. I think it might have just been a Nautilus ult, but the Gangplank was currently just fighting this Victor, doing a lot of damage, and unfortunately the Victor's shield's not keeping him alive for long enough. But there we go, yeah, the Scorch, I believe, or... what is it? Oh, man, it was a snipe coming from the Rek'Sai with that. Was it Void Seeker? Is that what it was? Praise Seeker, that's what it is. So, nice little snipe cover for him, but the ultimate coming down from the Draven trying to pick up this Gangplank, but it's not going to quite be enough. Only hit him with the one part, but not the second, the bring back. So, it looks like we're at that stage of the game where the bot lane is going to start swapping with the top lane. Irelia is currently down in the bot side trying to do some damage to this turret. Going to probably get a lot done, but right now the Vi is going to interrupt. That's so awkward. He got just, sorry, she got barely over the wall with that tunnel. The Vi Q did connect, but still put Rek'Sai through the wall. That's an interesting one. So TP going to be coming down from the Gangplank to try to stop this Nico from taking down this mid lane turret. Probably going to be able to do it, but not entirely sure. The bot lane has now swapped completely into this top side. The ultimate coming down from this Nos. This is not an engage that they're going to want. The Rek'Sai is here, but they don't know that the Vi is here. The ultimate from the Vi is available, but is she going to get it off? No, she's going to take it down the turret. The Draven is going to get a kill on the Rek'Sai, but it was equally matched by the Kai'Sa picking up a kill onto the Vi. So overall, jungle for jungle exchange, I think it was probably more worthwhile for that red side, because every time that the Draven gets a kill, you're getting those stacks cashed in, which means that you're getting more gold. So it's just more bang for your buck if you get a kill as Draven versus getting a kill as the Kai'Sa. So it looks like now Neeko's feeling a little bit better in this lane, but once again, this bot lane is absolutely decimating the enemy team's bot lane. They just seem a little bit outclassed, because once again, they go up to the top lane, they outclass the enemy team's bot lane, and they end up pushing the tower down. So that's a second turret now down in favor of this red side. We're already sitting at a 2,500 gold lead in favor of this red team, and we're just seeing now that they've taken down this turret, they're taking away things from the jungle, which is exactly what you need to do when you have this type of advantage, is not just kind of like linger around. You have to start taking objectives, you have to start taking other advantages, and so far they're just doing a great job just kind of strangling out this blue side, taking every advantage they can away from them. So looking at everybody's items here, we are having the Karma go B, an Infinity Edge getting picked up in favor of that Draven. So Bloodthirster IE already for Draven. Looks like a Blasting Wand coming out for that Karma. I'm not entirely sure what that's fully going to build into. Maybe a Luden's Echo, I would assume, having the Lost Chapter and the Blasting Wand, but could very well be anything. The Luden's Echo, of course, great item just for mana regen, and also having that little ability to have some more AoE just to get those minions down really quick, and also to get some better damage in team fights. But this Draven is absolutely gigantic right now, and I'm not entirely sure what the enemy team's going to do about this. We do have kind of the slow build coming out of the Neeko, and we are seeing, actually, when we look at the Neeko's runes here, she does have the Glacial Augment. So definitely going for that slow build, getting that one auto attack off, and then just obliterating people with slows to do the damage. But Victor is getting ganked by this Rek'Sai, but getting a good ultimate down, doing a lot of damage to the Gangplank, but Gangplank is putting those barrels down. He does not get the barrel off, but it doesn't really matter. Rek'Sai is just going to do the damage to the Victor. Nautilus putting himself in a very awkward position. Unfortunately, that Q actually landed on the terrain, so he's going to have to flash away from that one. The Q was trying to go through here to maybe hit the Karma or the Neeko, but unfortunately, he hit this little extra bit of terrain, which put him in a really bad position and forced him to burn his flash. But there's another turret going down. This is the fourth turret of the game. Gangplank is currently trying to push a turret of his own, and he is going to get it. Hopefully his team will be able to hold this one off. That's at least what he's hoping for. But Shelly, the good old-fashioned Rift Herald, is going to do work on this turret. So taking this turret down to half, the Draven ultimate is going to miss, and it looks like the GLP is not going to hit anybody to slow them down. Karma using those Qs just to throw damage off to the enemy team. Not hitting that. Man, the animations on the Dark Star Karma just looks absolutely amazing. I love this skin. Let's put this thing down for now, and look at the damage. So Rek'Sai is going to actually use a tunnel to try it again. The Karma going to have to flash away from that one. I guess the team wasn't really prepared for that one. I'm surprised that Karma flashed. I would have thought that maybe he wanted to kind of bait that Rek'Sai in, because he did have quite a bit of his team around, and the Vi does have her ultimate. But, you know, who am I? I am a mere Platinum player who does not know what it's like to be Grandmaster. So I am not going to question these players in the slightest. So the current kill advantage actually is in favor of this blue side, 10-7. But look at the damage going down on the Irelia, the Karma, and the Neeko. The Neeko finally starting to kind of like come into her own, doing a lot of damage when the abilities can land. And I'm really surprised that they kind of stopped having the Irelia face the Neeko, because the Irelia was doing a very, very good job against Neeko. But now that Neeko's had a little bit of time to kind of free farm, she's basically tied in CS and has gotten her items up. So it's gonna be a lot tougher for this Irelia to face the Neeko. So I'm surprised that they didn't try to snowball the Irelia further than what they already did. But right now the Rek'Sai is currently pretty fed, and the Kai'Sa is pretty fed. But 142 CS to Draven's 179, and now 2 Ocean Dragons in favor of this red side. That is going to be a very, very steep hill to climb for this Kai'Sa to try to carry this team into victory. But the Gwinsu's Rage Blade has now been completed, so you do have that Rage Blade Muramana combo, or is Manamune on that one? Manamune. It's not converted to the Muramana yet, so Kai'Sa's going to be doing a lot of damage. We do have to be kind of aware of her in team fights, but the thing is, when you have somebody like a Vi, I just find Vi is such a good champion facing kind of immobile champions like the Kai'Sa. She does have a little bit of a movement speed buff, sure, but getting that assault and battery down on her, and then having somebody like a Draven just pop damage off on her, I think she's gonna have a really hard time surviving. But it'll just have to come down to her positioning in the team fights. But we do have the Draven back now. did finish off his boots finally, so having a little bit of additional attack speed. Currently sitting at 277 attack damage with 192 CS, so he is actually above the 10 CS per minute mark, which is absolutely crazy. But just want to see this Karma positioning during this fight. The Vi is going to go in onto this Rek'Sai. The assault battery is going to land. The heal coming down from the Kai'Sa, but it's not going to be enough. But an amazing amount of knockups coming down from this team. The flash coming down from the Nico is going to be responded to by the flash from the Kai'Sa, so that ultimate is not going to land. So many knockups happening onto that Vi. I think it was the Nautilus ultimate, the Rek'Sai coming out of the burrow. That was pretty damn crazy. So the Vi just ended up dying as well. So once again, jungle for jungle exchange. But now you do have 3. The Draven is going to get a kill onto that Nautilus. The Nautilus is not tanky enough to actually be able to survive that Draven damage. A teleport coming down from the Victor to keep that minion alive, so that way they can take down this turret. The ultimate coming down from the gameplay as well. But Draven is right now going absolutely ham, catching those actions, but it's not going to be enough. But Nico is here. Is she going to have enough to clean it up? The Ignite going down onto the Aurelia to secure the kill on that one, but it looks like the Kai'Sa is probably going to live through this. Unfortunately, the minions ended up dying. The Draven went really aggressive, and it looks like the Karma, the Victor, and the Nico couldn't really follow through on that one, but it doesn't look like it's really going to matter. They're probably going to be able to take down this turret anyways. Lots of damage coming down. Looks like the Karma currently now tanking this turret. Huge damage coming down from the Gangplank Parlay, and it looks like they're not going to get this turret. So overall, a really good defense from this blue side. Even though they are about 4,000 gold behind, they managed to hold that one off. I think it was a little bit aggressive from that Draven to go so ham, but he was so close. He was one auto attack off each, the Kai'Sa and the Aurelia, from getting a double kill there. And then they would have probably secured the inhibitor from that if that was successful. But, you know, it's just like Draven players to be so aggressive, which, you know, it's a really exhilarating thing to watch. But we did have the Karma go back, did complete that Luden's Echo, and also picked up another Amplifying Tome. Not entirely sure if this Karma is going to be taking the Dark Seal and turning it into a Magi Soul Stealer. I would think with 2, 1, and 4 as your CS, but it looks like actually the Vi going down here from this Rek'Sai ultimate. 5, 3, and 2 for the Rek'Sai. I'm not entirely sure what happened. They're just kind of catching the Vi out of position right in this brush here, so not entirely sure there. So the enemy team could look for something while the Vi is dead. Unfortunately, the Dragon isn't up. But the Baron is going to be coming up. Oh, it's actually up right now. Never mind. Yeah, 20 minutes and 50 seconds. So there you go. Yeah, the Baron is now up, so they could look to that, but it's a very, very dangerous move. Especially when you're trying to do the Baron and you've got champions like Nico, Karma, and Victor. Their poke damage over this wall is absolutely insane. You're going to have the Death Ray coming through, Nico abilities coming through, and also Karma empowered Q is going to be coming through right in this area. So you're going to be taking a lot of AoE damage if you try to do that. So I think they're always going to have to be wary about that. Even though they killed the Vi, they're going to be taking so much damage from the Baron, but then they're going to be taking even more damage from the Nico and the Karma and the Victor poke. So it's going to be interesting to see what team chooses to look for that Baron at what point in the game. But in terms of just kind of, oh, I accidentally paused it. There we go. In terms of how everybody's doing this game, 0-2-7 to 0-3-2 of the top lane in favor. Kind of more in favor of this game plan because he has 7 assists and 170 CS over the Victor's 131. 5-3 to 2 to 4-4 and 3. Pretty even, I would say, in the jungle. Just like one more death for that Vi, but 125 to 118 CS. Very, very even in that jungle. 2-2 and 5 to 1-2-3 in favor. More, I would say, into the terms of the Irelia, and very even in terms of farm. The big difference in this game is in this bot lane, but 5-0 and 1 for the Kai'Sa to the 3-3-4 of Draven, but I think the gold advantage is very much in favor of this Draven with 228 CS and also the cash-in value. So going to be curious to see if they can really push this one, but there you go, the Irelia going down. The Assault and Battery not even really landing on that one, but unfortunately it is going to put it on cooldown, but Draven is going to pick up that kill with the assist of his other 3 members of his team. The Gangplank did now just go B to help his team kind of defend this one, but it looks like the red team is now going for this Baron. They have put pings down. The dragon is coming up soon as well, and it is a mountain dragon, so I'm curious. So I think they are actually going to go for this, or they're at least going to bait it. They do have the ward coverage here, so they know the enemy team does not have the types of wards that they need to defend this one. The Vi is going to try to get in on this. The ultimate from the Nautilus is going to be wasted onto the Vi, thinking that she was going to engage, but she wasn't. But here comes the W from the Draven, just getting a huge amount of movement speed. The Vi is going to go in. Vault Breaker is going to land onto the Gangplank, and it looks like Nico's going to be the one to pick that one up. The flash coming up from the Nautilus to keep him safe. And once again, you're just seeing the Draven's mastery of this champion, catching those axes, constantly utilizing those refreshes on his W just to get right in there and do the damage. And now they are looking for this Baron, and this thing is going to melt. Like, the Vi doing percentage health damage. The Karma is right now just kind of acting as a little bit of a breaker, but it looks like the Rek'Sai is going to take a lot of damage. Ignite going down from the Karma. Is she going to chase? A lot of damage going down onto this Draven, and he is going to be taken down by the Kai'Sa. Big ultimate coming down from the Nico, though, is going to land onto both the Kai'Sa and also to the Irelia, but there's the ultimate, the Assault and Battery going down onto the Kai'Sa. The Victor is going to pick up that one. Nice big stun coming down from the Irelia, but it is not going to matter. None of it is going to matter. Only the Draven is dead. 4 members of this this red team are alive, and it looks like that was the first ace of this game going in favor of this red side, and they are going to be rewarded with the Baron unless this Gangplank has anything to say about it. He is TPing in here, 4,000 health available on this Baron. The Gangplank does have a lot of damage. He did eat that citrus just a little bit too early. Going to try to get in on this one, but I don't think it's really going to be enough. He's not going to get a barrel down. Going to try to get in for maybe a parlay. Going to try to steal it. He's going to steal it. The Baron going down for the Gangplank. The smite missing. It wasn't even up. The smite wasn't available for this Vi, and that's going to be a Baron steal with a great barrel from that Gangplank. Oh, red team, what are you thinking? Oh, MVP, ladies and gentlemen. MVP right here sitting on his chest. Oh, you deserve it, buddy. That was incredible. So everybody was pretty low, so they were all kind of concerned about the Gangplank barrels doing a lot of damage to them, but unfortunately they just didn't burst the Baron at the right time because they didn't have a smite available from the Vi, and Gangplank just got it with a great barrel. So gotta give props where props are due. Looks like Karma's just gonna kind of ignore that ward because didn't want to get jumped on by the Irelia, but Karma is now sitting with that needlessly large rod in her inventory. Did in fact max that E second, so maxing the W last, just once at one point in the tether. But it looks like the Nico is going to get caught up by this Nautilus. A big ultimate's going to come down, lock that Nautilus down. Vi's doing a lot of damage, but huge Gangplank barrel going to land onto the Nico, and right now Rek'Sai is looking to try to get a kill. The ultimate going to come down as well, but that's going to put her underneath the turret. The tether is down from this Karma. Is going to lock the Rek'Sai down, but is she going to have another way to escape here? Going to use those tunnels to get away. Gangplank doing a lot of damage to this Victor, but the Karma and the Victor are just very, very tanky. Here comes the Kai'Sa now. She is one of the Fed members of this team, but is going to get locked down by that Graviton field from the Victor, so not going to be able to utilize anything from that ultimate. But while all this is happening, the Draven is currently down bot side, just taking down this turret and doing a chunk of damage to it. Look at that. It's just going to go down. The Nautilus can't really fight this guy. He's currently asking for assistance, and he is going to get some from this Rek'Sai, but the damage coming down, could it already be enough from this Darius? Draven, that's the word that I'm using. Darius, not... Oh my god, we're talking too fast. So Draven does end up finally going down to that Gangplank, but he did manage to pick up a kill onto the Nautilus, and he also got the inhibitor turret, but you know, at what cost? Like, there are 2 turrets going down here now, and the Victor also fell. Fortunately enough, look at the damage coming down from those barrels. So, you know, the late game scaling of this blue side is pretty damn big. You know, Kai'Sa, Gangplank, Irelia, like, there's a lot of really big, high scaling champions in this on this blue side. So you're already seeing we were about 4,000 gold in the lead. We've already narrowed that down to under 3,000, still in favor of this red side. The blue side did get a Mountain Dragon. It's 18 to 17, 26 minutes in. Intense stuff. But look at this Draven's build, 267 CS, still at that perfect 10 CS per minute mark. 6, 5, and 5. Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge, Lord Dominic's, and also that rapid fire cannon with his boots. And he also got a stopwatch to boot with an elixir. I believe it's an elixir of iron that this guy picked up. It is, just to try to make him a little bit more tanky. 343 AP. Karma is going to get this tether down. Is it going to land? No. Unfortunately, the Rek'Sai is just going to get barely out of reach of that tether. Karma's also sitting. Look at the Draven damage. That's going to be plenty. He is going so ham on this Rek'Sai, and that's a pretty tanky Rek'Sai too with that Sterix gauge, but it is not going to matter. Draven is absolutely huge right now, 18 to 18, and he's able to kind of even tank up this turtle a little bit. I bet he wishes that he kind of got caught by that Nautilus hook to kind of bait him in a little bit, but with the Karma shields, the heal is not available for this Draven, and the flash is also down, but Karma's just going to basically look to try to keep this Draven as healthy as possible. The Gangplank ultimate is going to come out basically as like a minion clearing tool. The ultimate coming down from the Draven as well. Assault Battery going to land onto the Kai'Sa. That is the Fed member of the team. Nautilus is currently the target. Vi is probably going to go down here using that stopwatch to keep her alive for as long as possible, but it is not going to be very long at all. Draven taking down that second inhibitor turret, and Kai'Sa killing the Vi, but everybody is now on this first inhibitor of the game, and that is going to be the first inhibitor going down in favor of this red side. So with the Nautilus and the Rek'Sai did actually just come up, but it looks like the red side is just going to focus their attention onto this second inhibitor. The GLP is going to come out just to slow everybody down to make sure that they can't really chase through this one. The Karma is a little bit low on HP, so they might want to play this this a little bit safer, but once again, you just have this Draven who is a monster at this point in the game. 283 CS at 28 minutes into this game. Like, that is just bravo, good sir, bravo. That is a ridiculous scoreline to have, a ridiculous CS to have, but the Karma's sitting at 3, 1, and 10, and she did actually change the Dark Seal into the Magi Soul Seal. She did have 10 stacks on that Dark Seal, so it was pretty damn exciting to see if she was going to change into a Magi Soul Seal, and I'm so happy to see that Karma now has that in her inventory. So 404 AP for this Karma. Look at the size of that shield. That is unbelievable. And you get that AoE shield on your team if you have a good... Look at the damage. There's the tether coming down. The Assault and Battery is going to land on the gameplay, even through the flash. There's the ultimate coming down from the Nico as well. A lot of damage from this Kai'Sa going down onto the Vi, and the Nico's going to lock everybody down. Amazing double root from the double E, but a double kill going in favor of the Gangplank with that ultimate going down. So life after death. That Gangplank is going to find himself 2 kills with that ultimate. Really, really well placed during that fight, but still a 3-for-2 exchange. Still better than a 3-for-none exchange, so got to give props where props are due, but unfortunately, this Rek'Sai is going to have to try to go B. The Irelia is being slowed by this Victor. He does have a Sheen now and also a Rylai's Crystal Scepter, so this is what you hate to see on a Victor, just this chase potential. 18 stacks also on this Karma. I don't know if the red team is going to try to end this one, but you have 16 seconds on the Gangplank and the Kai'Sa and the Nautilus, so they definitely have time here with the Draven and the Karma still alive. The Irelia is going to have to make one miraculous play here if they want to try to secure a defense on this one, but the Rek'Sai is going to use that ultimate just to buy herself a little bit more time, but it's probably going to go down to this Victor. The Draven is going to just focus on these turrets. The ultimate coming down from the Irelia is going to land, but look at all of these super minions. Huge Gangplank barrel is going to come out. The Draven is going to get locked down by this Nautilus, but luckily he does have that stopwatch, buying himself just a little bit more time. The Karma's going to kill onto that Kai'Sa, and there you go. The Kai'Sa going down, the Nautilus going down, Draven picking up another kill, his 9th of the game, and that is going to be GG. Well played for this red side. 61.9k to 54.4k, 27 kills to 21, 30 minutes in. Looking at those endgame scores, almost 300 CS for that Draven for in 30 minutes, and the final score for our #1 Karma in the world, 5, 1, and 16. Absolute masterclass in how to play a really aggressive bot lane. So once again, let me know in the description below, in the comment section below, what other champions you would like me to do a commentary on. Please leave a like on this video. It definitely helps the channel out a lot, and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like if you like that professional commentary of that #1 Karma in the world. Thank you all so much for watching, but let's go and check out the endgame screens to see just how much damage our Karma really did. What an incredible game by both the Karma and Draven players. Our #1 Karma showed just how strong of a champion Karma is as a support, ending the game at 5 kills with 1 death and 16 assists with an incredible 78% kill participation. But we can really see Karma's impact in this game when we look at the damage done, which is just incredible. Karma dished out 26,266 damage this game, which is just 200 damage less than the Draven. This was an absolutely incredible game to watch, so be sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and be sure to leave a comment down below to let me know what champion you'd like to see featured next. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.